The Elementalist staff has been buffed, and this has re-enabled one of my favorite playstyles, the Staff Arcane Support Tempest. So in this match, I'll be going over how I play it and some of the skills that I'll be highlighting how they've been changed. So if you want to see the build, check out the link in the description, and let's get into this. So we start out by using the Earth 2 and the Air 5 to blast swiftness for our allies. The Air 4 has been buffed to give super speed now, so that's pretty nice for allowing your allies to kite when they're getting focused, or to rotate quickly to make aggressive plays on something. So yeah, that's one of the nice skills that they've changed. Now, there's a difference between the Fire Tempest and the Earth Tempest, right? Because one is good at fighting conditions and one is good at fighting power damage. But this is a little bit of a mix between the two because it has both protection from the arcane trait line, and it also has a little bit of cleansing from the Staff 5 in water. So it's a pretty versatile option, and you've got a lot of peel for your allies with all the CC that you have. So another thing is the Earth 3 now gives stability. So you've got stability access for your allies. Whenever you gain a magnetic aura, you can transmute that with the Earth 3, and that'll give stability to your allies. Now we're kind of struggling in this fight at the moment. We're kind of split up, and it's hard for me to place my heals on people because it requires you to do a combo finisher in a field, right? So if people are moving around too much, it can be difficult. So I'm going to kite around here while we try to regroup with our team. Use a static field behind me to prevent anyone from chasing me. And the same with the unsteady ground in Earth, so that we can create some distance between us and the enemies. I think, Spinal Shivered there, so I really don't want to be in that. So I use the Windborne Speed to get the chill off of me. And then I come back up to get the Glyph of Renewal on my ally. Try to cleanse them of any poison with the Water 5 there, the Healing Rain. And then we're going to try to kite out because we're in a pretty bad situation here. I give my ally some ranged healing, which is pretty nice that you can do. If I was playing the dagger build, I wouldn't be able to heal from that far. But now my other ally is under attack, so I use the static field to stun anyone who's chasing. And you can see there I use the Air 3 behind me. Normally you could still do that, but you couldn't aim it as well. So now the Air 3 is ground targetable. So it's a little bit harder to aim, but you have more control over it, which is kind of nice. So here we use the water combos to heal our allies. We're out of cooldowns though, so we leave and give out some. We actually use the rebound there to prevent the death of our ally. And we're going to need to just CC as much as we can while we wait for the water attunement to come up. I land some pretty good CC there, but they still have a Revenant chasing them, so we're going to get our Renegade up just by rezzing them. You don't have huge res potential with the Arcane Restoration trait or Resurrection trait, but it makes a little bit of a difference when you're trying to go for the res in those clutch situations. Now the Healing Rain is going to be huge in this small space because it's going to cover everyone. So we get some downs while we're keeping our allies alive with our large AoEs, and we can use Meteor Shower. I think that's actually the enemy Meteor Shower, but we're going to use Unsteady Ground to CC the Weaver. They blink out, so we're just going to chase, try to get the node now that we've lost. We put down the Healing Rain because it looks like their Druid is preemptively putting down traps, so we're going to get some good cleanse here. But we're still taking quite a bit of pressure and CC, so we need to just get out of there. I get immobilized and I cleanse it with Windborne Speed, so you got to remember that if you do get immobilized, the Windborne Speed will remove all movement inhibiting conditions. And yeah, you just got so many answers for situations on the Staff Ellie that it's a really fun build to play because you've always got something that's an answer for a certain situation, and that kind of makes it a little bit difficult to play because you have to learn everything. But I think it's very rewarding once you do learn what every skill's purpose is. So we give out the water healing here just to keep our allies alive, and there's no reason for me to really swap out of water here because I've got cooldowns up. I want to keep my allies fully healed first. You can also what I did there was I healed my ally by auto attacking them in water. And you can target your allies now with that. So you don't have to like skill shot it. It's a lot more accessible to use a skill because now you can target your allies, sort of like the Spectre or the Druid Staff have been changed to be able to allow you to target your allies. So it's pretty nice. You can just heal when you're out of cooldowns by auto attacking in water. We do land the Glyph of Renewal, and we're going to put some healing down here with the Geyser. And I see that they're capping our home, so we're going to go in there and help our ally to recover that. I try to prevent them from escaping with the Static Field, and I'm going to knock them back with the Gust. And we're just going to chase them with the Air Overload. The build doesn't do amazing power damage, but it can do a decent amount. And we put down the Meteor Shower here, and we get a decent 1.8k crit there. Another thing is the Fire 3 now blinds, so your Air 2 and Fire 3 will blind. So you've got decent skills to use in every situation. Even if you're in Fire Attunement, you can still support your allies by blinding. And looks like our ally goes down here, so we're going to need to go for the res. Since our Glyph is down, we need to just press F. We give out protection first with the Aftershock, because that'll prevent them from taking damage. It'll reduce the damage by 33%. So we get that res, and we're going to try to cleave out the down body over there, but I get immobilized, so I have to swap to fire to use my ranged abilities. And we've got a lot of downs here, but I'm taking pressure from the Reaper, so I back off just to give some ranged healing to my allies. The healing rain is out, so we're going to be fine. And we use the Windborne speed to get some super speed to take out that Reaper. Now I see that their Weaver is trying to leave towards our home, but our Revenant is going to chase them. So I just want to make sure that they do fine there. So I'm going to just watch them a little bit. I know that they have a lot of respawns here, so I'm going to not go in +1 that, because as a support, that's not a good idea. So I want to go into far instead and prevent them from dying to the enemy respawns. And while that's happening, we're going to be able to get the kill on their Revenant. I use the Staff 5 to CC their Tempest to prevent them from getting the res, and we can just finish them off with the Air Overload. It looks like they're also running a Staff Tempest, so they're enjoying it as well. But I'm taking a lot of pressure from the Condition Ranger, so I have to back off, use my water skills, and it looks like we're doing fine on health because they're all topped off. Our Reaper is in Shroud, so I'm going to wait to use my heals here. And then as soon as they leave Shroud, which they could have left earlier, but I tried to precast the Water Overload, but it's not really necessary. So we just cleansed some conditions that weren't really necessary. One thing I did there was I used the Dodge in Earth Attunement in my Frozen Ground, and that creates a Evasive Arcana Blast Finisher. So it gave out the Frost Aura, and auras, even though I'm not using Aura Share, will still be shared when you do a Blast Finisher because they're automatically a sharing aura. So you don't really need the Powerful Auras trait for the staff build because everything is already kind of a Blast Finisher and therefore share it to your allies. And auras are still pretty nice on this build because they heal and give regeneration and vigor. And whenever you give regeneration, you will cleanse allies because of the Cleansing Water trait, which we've taken instead of Powerful Auras. So it gives quite a bit of effect still. It's almost kind of like the Fire Tempest, because when you take the Fire trait, you give a cleanse from Smothering Auras. Well, now you give regeneration on auras, and regeneration cleanses. So it's kind of nice for countering conditions, and also you've got some protection there in swapping to Earth, giving out the Overload, and from Aftershock. So yeah, that's pretty much how you want to play the Staff Support Arcane Tempest. It's a decent option for play in solo queue. When you're getting into like ATs where everything is like power oriented, then you might want to play the Earth Tempest. But this is definitely a really good option, and in my opinion, the most fun option. So if you like this content, then like the video, subscribe for more. Leave a comment down below what you would like to see next. Are there any new builds with the new patch? And I'll see you guys next time.